Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the second appointment of the weekly appointment with Street Art Tours Worldwide. Benvenuti ragazzi, bentornati a questo secondo appuntamento con con la nostra community Street Art Tours Worldwide. Anche oggi faremo un sacco di viaggi in giro per il mondo, non staremo soltanto in Europa, andremo addirittura anche negli States. Come al solito io mi muto dall'italiano e mi riattivo invece sull'inglese, quindi seguiteci ovviamente fino alla fine. So here we are again talking in English and speaking in English, and welcome back with our appointment, as I told you before. I hope that the first one was good for you, that you enjoyed traveling together in Bogota, in Sofia, in Paris, together with our guests. Today we are doing the same. I mean, we are going to travel all over the world, not only in Europe. I mean, not only, I say not only because I am European. As you know, we come from Milano. But we will go, as I was saying, also in another country, the USA. So many surprises all together. We will see many murals, we will see many street art, and I hope that you will really enjoy all the stuffs, all the things we are doing together. Before starting with our guests, I would like to tell you something about the community. The same things actually that I told you in the first appointment, but I want to tell you another time again. Well, we are this community born less than 1 month ago, thanks to Lisbon Street Art, that we will meet next week, because the next week we are going to have the third live. And one time in November, Lisbon Street Art Tours asked many people from all over the world that are doing and making street art tours and workshops worldwide to take part in this huge community. The community is actually now only online, so that we share the ideas, we share the pictures, and we share the projects of all the people of the community just online. You can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Instagram, follow the hashtag Street Art Tours Worldwide. And at the same time, we decided to make these live streamings just to speak together and say, okay, we are another scratch in the wall. We have this ugly face, and we want to tell you what we do and how we do, and what's the street art, what are graffiti, what is urban art in our cities. So here we are. I really mute myself, and I want to introduce our first guest. We're going to travel in Belgium with the guide of Rick. So hi, Rick.
Hi, Clara. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Okay.
Thank you for taking part to this second appointment. You are from Wallin 9000, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So if you want to tell us something about you, what do you do? Where do you do?
Yeah. So as Clara said, my name is Rick Molyneux from Ghent, Belgium, from Wallin Pt.2, an organization that started back in 2016 by organizing graffiti jams, organizing murals to really create opportunities for young artists as an alternative to illegal graffiti, but also to be a platform for artists who wanted to really showcase their work. From that, we really started to experiment with all types of projects to make a positive association with the term graffiti, because we really love graffiti, and it's like it's a gateway to really express yourself in a creative way. But we felt a lot of people really didn't get that perception just yet here in Ghent. So just linking it to a lot of cool stuff. One, just beautiful artwork, but also sporting and music events. We really feel have touched a lot of local people in how they perceived the art form. Only a few, I think last 2 months ago, we actually launched our first tours. We had been giving them really low key, But with Walling, we officially launched them because over the years we arranged about 30 murals throughout the city with a lot of very interesting stories to tell, not only what the artworks themselves meant, but also how the artist approached it on the logistical level, which is something we also really like. Just looking at the methods the artists use, the way they approach a wall. I think together with the aesthetic value of a big mural, that's also quite an adventure to go on. One we really like to take the people who follow our tours on. I think that's about it. I want to start maybe also by saying I really appreciate this effort and the community which you've been building. Vero, thank you very much for that initiative. Also you, Clara, for the great effort. And
you made it, guys. We made it. So thanks to all of us. And it's funny. Well, funny. It's a strange word to say now, but you officially decided to launch the street art tours in a moment that is not very lucky for this kind of stuff.
You could say the timing was a bit off. But we made like a little video about it, and we had the video, and we were just like, I wasn't planning to let the Rona fuck up my plans too much. Oh, excuse me for my French. So we just like went out there. So we do hope a lot of people, they know if they want street art tours, who they can find. And in the meanwhile, we just stay busy with other projects. So for us, it's a bit of a bump in the road, but I don't know. I think every obstacle makes you stronger if you cross it. And I think this is just one of those hard times to conquer.
Yeah. So good luck, guys. Good luck for everyone.
Everyone, yeah, sure. Yeah. So maybe we can have a look at a few of the projects.
Definitely we can. So we can start with the first picture that you just wanted to talk about, and the first that we decided to talk about is that one.
Yeah. So this is a project we did last summer. A local artist, Martin Leenknecht, somebody who specializes in typography. We had worked with him in the past. Like, he's an OG from the city. So even when I started painting, like, he was one of the guys. I was like, okay, if I ever get to fix a wall for this dude, it's going to be great. So with this building, it's actually the back of like a supermarket, and they were going to tear it down. But we really wanted to seize the opportunity to turn it into a canvas. And even though the wall, it will disappear on like a temporary canvas, it will send a message with it's timeless. So it was also in the time with like the Black Lives Matter movement in America making a lot of headway. And the artist really found inspiration in that also because he feels it's an international, global theme, which I think everybody should be aware about. So this wall we actually did together with a graffiti jam. So we invited artists from Brussels, Antwerp, all over the country. And we paint, like, if you look onto the left side, you can also see like a seapill, some you may also know. And then we just painted, but across the road, we painted like with 8 other artists, and that wall is still there. So we made a very nice balance between a very big mural, but also a graffiti jam with guys painting letters, just going figurative, really doing production. And we really wanted to bring the art form to the more residential area of the city.
Definitely. I love it so much. And I also love, I don't know if it's an idea that you were thinking about before doing the lettering or not, but I really like that it's on a river, so that there is like reflection on the water.
That's a bit of a lucky coincidence, I think.
Okay, definitely.
But it is a very cool effect.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, nice. And we can go straight to the second one.
This is a project we also did last summer. It's been a busy summer, where we had the chance to work with a local artist from Ghent, Roa, where he got to paint this wall for the opening of a new university science museum here in the city. Corona has been quite the curse, but it's also been somewhat of a blessing. that we had the chance to have this artist having to come home with all his international travels. So we had like a 3-week window where we managed to paint this wall. It's inspired. We have an elephant, a rhino, a grizzly bear, and an okapi. All animals found inside the museum or having links to it. So like, as some of you have already heard that also know Roa, of course.
And definitely.
Like a great guy. And this was one of his, he considered it one of his opuses, where it has been more than 10 years that he had painted in Ghent, his hometown. So like he had some plans, but then the moment when he arrived at the wall, he was like, okay, all these plans I have, we're just gonna like throw them on off the table, and he just started anew. And I wish I had pictures with more close-ups, or maybe that's for the people who visit Ghent in the future. I would gladly take you there. You can really see his mastership. And really crazy guy to see work.
Yeah.
On a personal note, like when I was a kid, like Ghent has a lot of old industrial parks. We had this old factory, we used to call it ZDP, Black Animal Park. Like when we were like little kid, we would go like throw rocks and like smoke cigarettes, like the kids do. But he would always paint there. We didn't know who he was or what the animals really meant. But like it's a very funny full circle story where like having only see him work, not knowing who he was or what he did, to finally having a collaboration.
Yeah, great. But Rick, tell me something. I've never seen Roa making a painting. I don't remember if in Milan we have one. No, we will see another painting of Roa with another of our guests. By the way, one of the questions that most of the time people ask me is how many time do the artist spend to make a mural like that? So how many days did Roa spend to make this kind of mural?
Oh, well, this wall, it took a bit long. It took about 2 to 3 weeks. So normally...
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, but like, again, he lives in the city. There was time. So he really took it. Like I said, he just started, like, you can see the build-up. You have an elephant, and you have a second, third, fourth animal. And he like first sketched out how the elephant and the grizzly were, and the rhino worked. And only like halfway through painting there, he started to work on what the second parts or third part of the drawing would be. So it was a very like organic way of creating his art, something that took some time, but time that we gladly invested because
I can imagine. Yeah, I can. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, thank you so much for this description. And I would go to the third picture that you sent me.
Yeah, so this is a project we did with a Spanish artist called Taken. Like great guy. Maybe you saw it also. He did like this crazy Zalando wall where he painted like the two people hugging. But this is a project in New Ghent. It's a social housing area in Ghent where it's one of the rougher neighborhoods with like a bad reputation. And now we're systematically inviting artists to paint a wall there so we can lift up the bad image of the area, but also give people an incentive to visit there. It is something which I was inspired by the initiative in Lourdes Arte Pública near Lisbon, where we painted at the festival a few years in a row, and what they did there was crazy. So I would totally recommend checking that out as well. And he was the third artist to paint. We just finished the fourth wall. So I would also invite people, if you have a lot of talented local artists, maybe that could also be a fun dimension of this collaboration where, we really like the project is called The Gold Mine, and it's not about money. It's about a place where people rush to because it's where art is found. So even though all the social stigma which the neighborhood has, we really want to discover like the positive value art can have on such a neighborhood.
Perfect. What is the technique of this painting?
Like he works with brushes and paints.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was this is actually one of the most visible walls, but you can see it like it almost blends in with the natural stone of the wall. where like Taken, he works like super nuanced in his coloring, and the birds you see are actually inspired by a local animal, Pino, which is a stork. And every year you have the stork sitting on the same spot, and he has been there, I think, for 5 plus, maybe 10 plus, no, between 5 and 10 years. But he is always alone, and normally storks are always with two. And through this wall, he once was inspired by the stork, but also the idea that the neighborhood is moving on. Yeah, very dynamic piece, I feel. But again, it's scream.
Definitely.
Very important.
Yeah, perfect. So Rick, thank you so much for this explanation and for the things that you told me. Just please stay with us, because at the end we will just chat together. Now I would like to travel and pass in another country, definitely not to stay in Europe, but going in a wow, amazing city. I visited once and I was like shocked. In a positive way, of course. So, hey, Rika, this is our second guest. Welcome to this live streaming.
Thank you. And I know Rick already said it, but thank you again, Clara, for all of the hard work. It's so much fun to be a part of this community. It was started out of nowhere, and there are a few people who really took a leadership role. You're one of them. So thank you so much for your efforts and putting this together.
As I said to Rika, it's just because of you. It's not because of me. We are all amazing. So thank to you. So Rika, you come from
Las Vegas.
Amazing. It's a city. Wow, unbelievable. You have to see it almost once in life. So just please tell us something about you, about your organization project, and what do you do in Las Vegas?
Of course. So I actually grew up in Las Vegas. It seems like such a strange concept for a lot of people because, most people just go there to party, but it's a really wonderful town. And I grew up really knowing the downtown area to be like somewhere you don't go, just because it had a bad reputation of being so dangerous. But then we had some people come in and invest a lot of time and money and love into the area. And a big component of that transformation was bringing in street art, specifically, not the fine art, but, they have the murals on the walls. And that was something that really transform that part of the town to make it so much more beautiful and inviting for people to start going there. And now it's, I would definitely say it rivals the strip where all of the casinos are, the part of Vegas that people are more familiar with. But the downtown area has such a local scene, and there's such a strong community in that area. Everybody collaborates and works together. So again, being somebody from Las Vegas, it was so wonderful to see these transformations. And I became really passionate, like a member of the downtown community. I became passionate about sharing that. So whenever I have people visiting Las Vegas, I would bring them there and show them, just because I grew up loving street art. I grew up in a rough part of Las Vegas, not downtown, but somewhere else where I was constantly surrounded by graffiti. But, when you see something, it's easier to like really see the beauty in it. So graffiti is my passion. That's what I love the most. And I would see this moving over to the downtown area. So if I have people coming to Vegas, which I always do, because everybody's constantly traveling to Vegas, we would go downtown. I'll show them, oh my gosh, look at this mural here, there, this shop, that shop. But eventually somebody said, hey, I've been going on these graffiti tours. You would love it. And I'm like, what the heck? That's a thing. And the concept to me was, oh my gosh, people are paying money to go see graffiti. Like, this is cool. I think I could do this. Well, my initial thought was, wow, I wish somebody did that in Las Vegas. And then I was like, wait, I could do that in Las Vegas. I already know where all of the murals are. I know who the artists are. So that's kind of how I got my start with the DTLV Art Walk, which is my tour company in Las Vegas. And aside from the art, it's a great platform to not only share this beautiful part of Las Vegas, but also introduce people to the community and let them know, hey, there's so much more to Las Vegas and the partying and gambling. Of course, we have that. It's fun, enjoy it, but also like come downtown and get a real taste of what Las Vegas is like.
Definitely, to all the people that from Italy and from all over the world want to go in Las Vegas, I totally suggest to go. Yes, of course, on the Strip, the Caesar Palace, the Treasure Island, and the building of Beyonce. Wow, etc. But at the same time, go to see the murals and all the graffiti stuffs in downtown because it's wow, unbelievable. Definitely unbelievable. And
downtown, Clara?
I've seen it, but I was with my parents and another family of, so yeah, okay, but we just took a look and then come back. We didn't do any specific, tour. Of course, we visited mostly the part of the Strip. We spent one night in one of the amazing buildings in Las Vegas, but it was just the point of our Route 66. We started from Chicago and we ended not in Santa Monica. We ended in Las Vegas. After that, we left the car. We took a plane and we went to San Francisco. So it was the last part of our Route 66, and it was wow, unbelievable, and an unbelievable city. By the way, in this way, I would like to ask you to tell us something about the two pictures that you sent us. So we would like to start with the first one, if you want to describe it.
Of course. And before I get into this, I had such a hard time choosing two photos. We have so many amazing murals. Of course, I'm sure everybody has the same problem. But I've kind of touched on this already. The community in downtown Las Vegas, it's so strong. So the two murals that I picked are two examples. One of artists supporting the community, and the other one is the community supporting artists. So this one is a mural of Tony Hsieh. It's a very recent mural. It was just created last weekend. And Tony Hsieh, he was the CEO of Zappos, an online shoe retailer, but basically somebody with a lot of money who saw so much potential in downtown. He came into the area and is one of the major players in transforming this. He sadly passed away last week, just after Thanksgiving, I think on Friday. And he passed away Thursday night, Friday morning. I'm not too sure exactly the time, but this mural went up last weekend, Saturday, Sunday, it was finished. So, when we had like the COVID lockdowns, all of the buildings were boarded up, and the artists, immediately, we didn't have any empty boards, which are so terrible and ugly. Every artist went out there, started painting, and even though everything was closed down, it was still beautiful, and it was just wonderful to see. No matter what happens, no matter what tragedy, our community comes together, the artists come together, and they shared, these messages of love. Tony Hsieh, again, such an important person in the downtown community. He was all about bringing people together and living out your passion. Here's a quote by him: "Stop chasing the money and start chasing the passion." That's 100% how he lived his life. And I'm just so thankful to him for seeing the potential in downtown and helping us to transform that area. So that's this one. Rest in peace, Tony. Have to send him some love.
Rest in peace, rest in power. And who was the artist who made it?
The artist is Black Sheep One. He is one of my favorite local artists. He doesn't do too many murals. He's way more of a graffiti artist. I see his work all over town, and it's always something new. And he has the big like wild style bombs, and that's the type of graffiti that I really fell in love with when I was younger. So this one, I'm sure he partnered. It's in an area called the DT Alley, and that's actually where I end my tour. The concept for this area was supposed to be a little bit different, but kind of COVID hit, and one thing led to another. It kind of just turned into a graffiti alley. I say just a graffiti alley. I love that. I actually prefer for it to be that. But it's an area where, you know, graffiti artists now, they can kind of go and practice art, or, you know, up and coming muralists can go there. So he did get permission to do this when he partnered with PTLE, but a lot of his work, you'll see it's just, you know, your typical illegal, don't ask for permission kind of graffiti.
Great. So follow the artist on the. I see that there is a tag on the right. So follow the artist and follow him on Instagram and on the social networks. And after that, I know that there is a second picture that is made by an artist really, really well known.
Yes. So, and I had to include one of the artists. Of course, I would love to just do 15 murals by our local artists because I love them so much. But of course, I love our visitors as well. This mural was by D-Face. I'm sure many of you watching already know that because he has such a distinct style. But another component of this transformation to the downtown area is a music, food, and art festival called Life is Beautiful. It happens every year in September, not this year because of COVID, sadly. But Life is Beautiful, they partner with an art collective, Just Kids official, who some of you may be familiar with, but they work with really big names like D-Face, Shepard Fairey. We have some work by Roa in Las Vegas as well, thanks to them. And I really was thinking, oh man, I want to pick one of the Life is Beautiful murals. Which one? This one I chose because the Plaza Hotel and Casino, they commissioned 3 artists to do 21 story tall murals. This is one of them, but D-Face, if you look at it, it's a creepy kind of hand opening a hotel door and the girl's scared behind it. He titled this one Behind Closed Doors, and it's all about, because he travels so much as a muralist, it's all about his comings and goings and what his interpretation of hotel life is like. So for a hotel to say, yes, this is what you want to do, even though it kind of has a weird message, I think, for hotels, they don't care. They wanted to fully support the artist, let him do what he wants to do. The Plaza is, you know, it's one of the first casinos built in Las Vegas, and they just do such an amazing job of supporting art, and the artists who come here are local artists all over the place. So it's just, I don't know, it's so interesting, I think, to have a hotel say, yeah, here, go ahead and put a creepy message about hotels on our hotel.
Definitely. Well, we perfectly know D-Face and well, this kind of pictures, as you say, it's distinguishing of his kind of styles, and I totally love it. By the way, Rika, thank you so much for staying with us, and please stay with us till the end. We are so sorry for waking you up so early in the morning. Please forgive us, but yeah, stay with us till the end so that we can chat a little bit with the other guys. Okay. And thank you, Rika. And the last guest that I would like to introduce you is another guest coming from Europe, so that we will come back in the old country. Actually, we will come back in Italy. So there is here is Claudia. Hello, Claudia.
Hi, guys.
Perfect. Here you are, Kiki. Hello.
Hi, Clara. Hello. How fresh it was to see Rika open air talking from Las Vegas. How beautiful.
Because here in Milano, for example, it's raining, and maybe the rain will go on till, I don't know, April maybe.
We don't know.
We know. I know
here.
that you exactly. I know that you can understand me. I perfectly know that Rick from Belgium, Ghent, can totally understand us. So Rika is really, really lucky in this perfect moment.
Yeah,
of
I
the,
think
of the
so.
year.
It's freezing outside here, really freezing. Yeah. So.
Okay, Kiki. So, as I asked to other guys, please tell us something about you, about street art touring. What do you do? When did you start? Stuff like that.
Yeah. First of all, like the other did, I would like to thank you so much for directing all the live shows, and I want to greeting all our members of Street Art Tours Worldwide that they are watching us in this moment. So, mwah, a big kiss to everyone, and especially thank you so much to Lisbon Street Art Tour for creating the project, because I think that it is something that all of us wanted to do it. Then I don't know why we didn't think before about it, but not all the bad things happen for nothing. So from this moment, something good burn out somehow. And I'm very excited today. This is my second live show, so please forgive me for my for all the mistake, because I'm not so into it. Anyway, I would like to speak about Street Art Torino, which is a strange name, and most of people have problems to pronounce. It's a kind of joke of Tour and Torino. I'm Claudia. My nickname is Kiki. Most of people know me as Kiki. I'm the founder of Street Art Torino. The project was born in 2014. The first tour I did it in April 2014. And what is kind of funny is that the idea of make a project totally focused on street art or on promoting street art in Turin came up to life into my mind in returning of an international exchange that I made in 2011 in Amsterdam. It was an international exchange all linked to muralism and graffiti. And has a European exchange. There were many European countries, France, Holland, Italy, I think Spain. I don't remember right now all the countries. And during that week, I was kind of a tour leader or something like that. And during that occasion, that week, it was very interesting because it was my first time that I spent 24 hours, 7 days with writers and artists. So it was very interesting for me to watch them painting, live sketching, and talk between them, because writers are, it was something really funny is if you go dinner with them, all the artists I think or writers that sketch something, like everything they find on the table they started to sketch. Definitely. So you are here, in dinner and hello and sketching. No, no, but it's a joke. But it was really interesting for me because it was really the first time I was breathing. The idea and the spirit of making murals. When I came back home in Turin, that's the moment I realized that in my city. There were a lot of murals, and then I started to consider my city from a different point of view. So also the reference points of my city that I usually use it to orient me in the city suddenly changed, because I started to notice pieces. And when I mean pieces in street art, in writing, in all the corners and stickers and wherever. So something is really happening in my mind. And from that moment, I would say from the end of 2012 and then 2013 were 2 years of preparation of the project. So study the city, the neighborhood, because Turin is a city, is well divided in different neighborhoods, and all the neighborhood has a particular story and is characterized from something, you know. And then I started to meet artists, speak with them, and try to create a kind of network between all the people engaged in urban art field, from galleries to artists and from citizens, which are the one of the most important part of the murals, because and we know what we're talking about. So finally in 2014 we launched the tour. I remember that day and I was really excited, and from that moment it passed 6 years. We made our sixth birthday in lockdown this year. Yeah, and SAT is a part of a cultural association named Pigmenti. We can say that we operate in 3 different fields of urban art on different levels, making a festival. We made the first mountain street art festivals. The first edition was in 2013. And it's the name is Street Alps, because the aim of the project is to somehow bringing murals closer to nature. And the festival, the first editions were all made and realized at the foot of the Alps in some cities here, in 40 minutes outside Turin. So it was very interesting, and the works are very interesting because you see it's not like the big city with murals, but our smallest city, and with the landscape and the Alps behind. And most of the artists that we have invited to the festivals, we made it a residency through Mission to Art, which is a project that meets screen printing and artists, creating a limited edition of print and serigraph.
Yeah.
So this is Pigmenti all together, and then there's the promotional part, the territorial part with the tours.
Of course.
About the tour. So when you asked me the photo to send you, for me it was tragic. Not difficult, tragic.
Yeah, and you were able to choose just two.
Yeah, I was
2/3, but we considered them 2, and we decided to start with this one.
Yeah, alors, first of all, how beautiful the connection. I want to say, everyone, that we don't know the pic that we sent to Clara. So we have discovered right now, and this is amazing. I took it as a good thing.
A perfect connection between Turin and Ghent, so perfect.
Yes, and it was really hard to decide 2 pictures. So I went back thinking of what was for me the beginning somehow. And I think that the mural that you see here, made by Roa, a Belgian artist, I think it was made in 2010, anno zero, as we are right now, anno zero, here zero somehow. And as you can see, this wall has 10 years and it looks like the first day.
Yeah, it's so fresh.
Yeah, really. And I think that this mural has made for the first edition of Picturin. Picturin was the first street art festival in Italy, organized by Il Cerchio Gocce, which is a cultural association from Turin, and the city of Turin, municipality of Turin. And for me, that year, 2010, was somehow the beginning of what happened in town in these last 10 years, because from that moment I can consider now the landed somehow of street art in Turin. And how I say that, because before that moment we had initiatives, convention, murals, because from this point of view, Turin was a pioneeristic city in Italy too, because we started soon to make walls. But this wall was one of the most disgusted and hated and loved mural. And thanks to all the pics also and the photos that were taken of this mural, Torino started to enter in some more international circuits. So go a little bit farther from Italian borders. And so that's why I recognize this as the breakup moment somehow.
Really first. Definitely.
Yeah. And and first, and then because until today, if you ask people in Turin what they think about, it's this mural is a mural that completely divide people. People love it or hate it. There's no way that someone can tell you, yeah, but I like it. No, I love it, I hate it. So
I think it's quite normal with the paintings of Roa.
Yeah, and that's why I choose it, because and also for me, I remember I was talking with Rick also, that for me before launching the tours in 2014, I went to Rome to visit an exhibition of Roa. It was my first exhibition, and I was unbelievable. His artworks for me were amazing. Obviously, for me, in a super emotional way, but I still really love him so much. And you have in Milan, or you had it, Clara, a wall from Roa, al Filaforum.
I'm looking at my mate because I actually don't remember it.
But I don't know if it still exists, that mural.
If it really exists, it's strange, because we've never went there to see it and to study it. By the way, I will make a check because I actually don't remember.
It was a festival. No, because it was a festival in a summer. I don't really remember. It was some years ago, and he made a mural, but I don't know if it's still there or if it was for a festival. So for a short time.
Exactly. Maybe it was.
That's why.
That's the reason why I don't know it. Yeah.
Yes, of course. That's why I was telling you about it.
Okay.
But in the same time that street art landed in Turin, as we can say.
Yeah.
Something really amazing happened in the city also, because Dada.
This is the second one. This is the point 2. Well, the point 1, I don't know. Maybe the first one was the point 0. Maybe we have now here the point 1.
Yeah, well, here it's an interesting place that I want you to tell you, because we are in Parco d'Ora. Parco d'Ora is the biggest post-industrial park in Turin, okay? And it's an amazing area of Turin that was totally rebuilt at the beginning of the millennium, because all this area you see is a product of requalification and urban transformation of that neighborhood. That was a very important point of industrial point in the last century. So all the things that you are looking in that moment is the skeleton of some part of the industrial farmer that were in that area, and the transformation of the area, and also all the houses that were built all around that. It was something also very discussed in Turin, and it was it came to life after that. All the 90s, all that area was totally abandoned. Okay, so can you imagine a huge, a massive area of Turin made of all former and all abandoned, that right now in 2010 it was, you know, like a park, a place of game for those who make arbex, no, all around the city. But if you imagine in the 90s, the perspective of the industrial and all the fabric, it was different, no? It was kind of a point of ravers from all the Europe, no?
Yeah.
And then all this part was totally rebuilt, but the project of the architecture was to keep the skeleton of the industry, to not forget the past, you know. So this park became something really special, that really it's breathless for all the people that came here, not just because obviously became one of the biggest Hall of Fame in Turin, but it's because it's nowadays one of the most lit and place in the city. It's a super multicultural area in Turin. You go there, you can find people doing everything from painting to jogging to basketball to cricket. Everything is really amazing. And so it's one of the, obviously we make a tour in this area because it's amazing, and it's somehow a place that also with people from, or artists from some parts of the world stopped in Turin and see this place are like, what? You know?
Definitely.
And so I would like, I choose this area also because if the street art landed, okay, somehow in Turin in 2010, in these 10 years, a lot of street art projects came to life in Turin, okay? We don't have to forget that we still have spaces for spontaneous art and for writing, and this area is totally lived by writers that we may make constantly graffiti jam, convention, and wherever, or simply like their gym. They go there painting. And for example, something that it was really impressive for me was after the first lockdown, when we were free to go outside again, Parco d'Ora was amazing because of his massive space, okay, and this huge, it was plenty of people there, socially distanced because we had spent.
Of course, we had to.
No, I'm joking, but you see, it's I don't know, for me it's special and it's really magic, and when I go there I really feel something, you know, and some energy that I really like to show to people that come to Turin or whatever, you know, because it's something really special for me and really magical.
Well, let me say that as not I'm not living in Turin, even if I have many friends there and I come in Turin often. It's a place that I, as a known Turinese person. I really like to visit every time with friends, with people having graffiti. You previously mentioned Il Cerchio Le Gocce. I went there with Fyodor or another person like other association like the Monkeys, the Monkeys
They
Evolution.
make graffiti jam there.
Exactly. So it's a place that even the people not coming from Turin enjoy every time that come in Turin. And
I'm happy to say that I'm happy to hear that you enjoy.
Definitely. And I saw a comment left by our friend Alessandro Mauri, as you can see. The Parco d'Oro reminds him Isotta Fraschini. Isotta Fraschini is another factory in the area of Milano. And yes, it's really close, even if Isotta Fraschini is so huge. It's so many squares of industrial area left and abounded. And in this period, there are many projects about that. So please follow on another scratch in the wall, just a little bit of advertising for us, because it's really,
for sure.
really
because I don't know that I've never been there. So
it's amazing. I totally love it. So Claudia, thank you so much for your
my pleasure
explanations. Thank you so much. I would like to call back the guys, Rick and. Here we are, and Ricca. Here we are again. Hi, Ricca.
Ricca in the car right now.
Yeah.
So we have to finish, but before leaving each other, I would like to thank you again and ask you if you want to say something about the community, because we were talking with Rick previously before the starting of the streaming, and we were saying that it's an amazing way to make the web between each other, especially in a period that is not happy, not easy in this moment everywhere in the world. So if you want to say something about that, you are free, and we can chat a little bit, and after that we can say goodbye to each other. Oh, Rick, you're
mute.
Okay, thank you.
No, first of all, I thought it was really interesting to listen to your stories. I would gladly hear more of those. Also, I think there's a lot of potential of doing great projects together. I think it is a very cool thing to support each other social media wise and stuff like that. But I really can't wait to make it something tangible. You know what I mean? Put my eye. Really, it's exchange artists and knowledge, and maybe I think what you're doing now with the interview formats, maybe we can make a documentary, something like that.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea, Rick. You're right. You're totally right. That's good. You're right.
Yeah. Now, in 2017, we made a documentary with the Loris Arte Publica project. It looks like everybody has their stories and their own, their environments have created their own type of movements as a sort of answer to their own DNA of the area, which I think it is super interesting to hear all these stories. And if we could combine them in I think a sort of visual, I think it would be fucking dope. Again, so.
Well done. That's a good idea. We have to mention it to the other guys of the community.
Of course.
But I think they will be okay. But
yeah, definitely they will agree. Yeah. So guys, Ricca, how is the situation over there in Las Vegas? I mean, with the pandemic and the stuffs like that.
It's for Las Vegas, it's especially hard just because our industry is tourism and people aren't traveling right now. I think it was reported that in October we had 2 million less visitors than the previous year. So it's been hard. The tours are not, people aren't booking because it's just everyone's very scared, and it's weird because things are open and people are out and about, but at the same time it's just they're still keeping a distance from others, which it's important to stay safe, but it's been hard. However, one of the nice things I think it's happening all over the world. Like you mentioned, Kiki, at the Urban Art Factory, as soon as the lockdown was lifted, that's the first thing people did. That everybody
Yeah.
was outside. You know, that's the beautiful thing about street art is it's available for everybody, for the public, and you don't have to go inside anywhere. All you have to do is take a walk outside. So
Yeah.
I think it's really sparking a love for street art in people who maybe didn't really just know too much about it before. So that is one beautiful thing. Even if people aren't booking my tour, it's still wonderful to see them walking around and enjoying the art.
That's a good
And
point of view.
paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess, well, this part, as you see, that we are all locked in houses, I think that we have to be strong and keep a little bit further, because winter, it's, you know, a little bit longer and difficult, but this is the reason why I'm really, for example, super excited because of the community, you know, because this possibility of travel or join or speak with some other parts of the world is really important, you know, and share experience or what is happening over there and here. And this exchange is important in energy also, you know, that we spread each other.
Yeah,
Definitely.
one thing that I miss the most, as I'm sure a lot of other people too, is traveling. Before the lockdown, I was like in a different city every month. I just love to travel, and I love seeing the street art when I travel. Usually this weekend, I would be in Miami for Art Basel. But
Wow, lucky you!
Definitely.
just like it's so nice to have these live streams and get to still have the opportunity to see art and even talk about it and share it. So I'm so grateful for this community for that reason. I hope other people are enjoying it too. Even if you can't travel, it's still a little way to fulfill that need.
Thank you to you, Rika.
Yeah,
Send us some picture from Miami, please. Make a video for us, please.
If there were no COVID, I would be in Miami, but I'm not because COVID exists.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm not in Miami because our passport was like.
Sorry. So I had some problem because I understood that you were flying to Miami, and I was like, oh, and because no, sorry. So I had some problem here.
By the way, guys, I'm sorry for stopping you, but we should end the live streaming. But before doing it, I want to remember to the guys that are looking at us and that have followed us till now that we have another appointment next week with the other guys, another time from all over the world. So you guys, Kiki, Rick, and Rika, stay with us the next week. Follow us, and we will see together all over the world.
Okay.
Thank you,
Clara.
Yes.
Thank you,
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
Thank you so much. Bye. Grazie a tutti, ragazzi.
Bye.
Ciao. Insomma, ci rivediamo settimana prossima con un'altra live. Quindi grazie di essere stati con noi e ci rivediamo settimana prossima.